Good afternoon, traders. Today is May 31st at 4:45 in the afternoon. Futures market closed around a half hour ago, right around 13:45.75. It is the last day of the month, so tomorrow, June, starts a new slate. If you guys weren't profitable last month, then you have a whole new month. And remember, all it takes is one day, one profitable day, and then you could start to build up again and have consistent profitable weeks, and then they turn into months, and that turns into years, and that's how you make it. So anyways, the futures 1343.35 is going to be the level. But before I look on the daily, just looking at this intraday, we gapped up. The European Union said that they were going to help out Greece once again. Not surprisingly, they're not going to let them fail and default. There will be riots and everything else like there was last time. But we slipped down a little bit, and that was because we had a devastating home sales number come in before holding up around the 1334 level and rallying back to finish at highs. Now, you see this 1338? This is a 50% retracement from the high and the low of the day. And all traders watch this because the algorithms have this programmed into them. And right when we got above the 1338, that's when we rocketed up. It really wasn't any second guessing of whether I should get long or short, because when we're above that, we get long. Now, looking at the daily chart. Okay. Now you see this uptrend right here, this blue one? This is dating back from the March lows. We went below that. This was a shorting opportunity. Look how precisely we tagged the 1343 right here before moving back down to pretty much retest the 1300. It wasn't exact, but it was a bottoming candlestick. And on this day, this is when the financials started participating. Going back within the last year, financials have really been the laggard, so I knew that there was going to be some kind of relief rally, and I started adding long positions. The main one I held a big stake was the ANR trade, which was a huge profit for me, and I added a few other ones which I will go over later on in this video. But we see the downtrend here from the 1373 half high that we put in. We connected it through the highs all the way down, including this prior one, which was a short-term top. Now we broke out of it today on a huge bullish candlestick. Next level, here it is, guys. If we hold above 1343 with a confirmed hold, then of course we will start adding our long positions for the ascent up to the prior high, and that's going to be our major resistance 1 level. R2 will be 1389. That's a fib retracement, 78.6, and then 1400 is our target. So continue to keep these on your charts, draw these levels, and it will help you get an edge in trading the market. Now we're looking at the NASDAQ, and another huge up candlestick to break above this prior uptrend, again dating back from March. Markets usually do trading correlation. Now what we're going to want to see is a hold above 23.5. As long as we're holding above 23.5, we should continue to march back up and get over the 2403 level, and then again, just like the 1400 on S&P, our target for the NASDAQ will be 2500 in the next months to come. Google was very strong today. Looking at it from a weekly chart, you see this uptrend from July of last year, and it's connected, and we go all the way up, and we're bouncing right off of that beautifully. Move a little into the daily chart. So you just want to continue to be long Google, and I'll let you guys know in the future video when that changes. But right now I think that we could definitely get another 5 points in this, maybe tomorrow, the next day. I don't recommend ever buying high. I recommend buying low and selling high. But if you did want to trade Google, what you would want to see is a hold above 530, and then if we could confirm that 530 hold, then that's when you could approach the 535, maybe 536 even. Look at this move in Apple. So we gapped up from 337 to 341, and then they ran it all the way up to 347. This was beautiful. 14 million shares on a $347 stock. That's a lot of money being put to work. That's over $4.5 billion in new money coming into this stock. I think that 349 is definitely reasonable. If you are an Apple trader, you could do one of two things. You could either wait for a pullback to 344.27. You could set your alert there. Or another thing that you could do is you put your alert right at the high of the day, which was 347.74, and you want to see us hold that, and then maybe you could scalp at another 3 points to get back up to that 349 level, 350. Next, looking at Netflix. Now this is the day that I got involved right here. I was watching the 247.55 level. I think everybody was, especially the large institutional investors. And when we had this candlestick the next day, let me erase that, we were looking for us to break above the prior day's high. When that happened, that's when the buying just continued. We doubled what we had put in the morning session, closed up. They set their alerts over the prior day's highs, and we just kept marching up. Today, once again, $6.29. Look at this rally at the end of the day. 265 to 270, 5 points. And I was watching the options very closely. I didn't trade them today because I was in a lot of other things, but look at this. I just pulled up to 265 June calls, and we went from 865 to 1150, almost 5 points. Excuse me, almost 3 points. And if you have 10 contracts, you just made $3,000 that quick. Alright, just two more quick updates on tech stocks. Baidu, which they say is the Google of China, and they also said that there's some really good news on this stock because they think that the Chinese market is going to almost double in the next 2 years, and Baidu is definitely going to benefit from that. Also Sohu, and then you have Sina. But Baidu, I am bullish on Baidu. I remained long this, and I'm going to continue riding this one up. Sina, recommend Sina. I like this for a long as well. I think it's going at least back up to 130. There's a lot more upside. Just something that's fairly cheap. The June 125 calls. Move over to an intraday chart. Trade around 1,000 shares today, which is all you need. And we had a nice little 50-cent pop at the end. So I'll continue to watch these calls. Next, we're going to look at crude oil. And crude remains pretty simple. Above 100, you want to get long to 105. We're going to see how the sellers react when we retest this. Above 105, you get long to 110, and eventually continue just riding up. We're going to look for 120 in the next 3 months to be hit. I do not see Kramer was calling for $85 a barrel crude. I would love to see this, and the Saudi Prince, which is I believe the #1 oil producing country in the world, he came out and said he wants to see cheaper prices for oil, but I don't know. Just right now the momentum is to the upside, so you have to remain long crude. A couple stocks that you want to look for. Oxy. Look at Oxy. We hit that 117.89 high, and then we sold straight down after that. We were watching the $104 level. You can just say 100. Got above that, and then we just rocketed straight up. Today we hit a high of 109. So that was a pretty big move, and there was marginally no risk at all. Once we got above the 100, you could have put your stop right under there. Alright, as for silver, I caught a lot of this move right here. I sold, I think it was Thursday. And right now, we actually closed up today. Gold closed down. It was flirting with positive and negative throughout the day, but I think silver's going to hit 40 again and potentially even go higher. If you're currently long, I'd put my stop right around 37, and you just keep trailing it up. Next, we're going to look at the US dollar, and there's still a lot of people calling for a dollar rally, but we couldn't even hold above this $76 level for more than 2 days. So we're back below 75 again, the 74.64. Next is that 74.20 level that everyone's watching, and then we'll continue to move down once again. Market will go up to 1400. NASDAQ will hit 2500. It's the same story. Gold will continue to rise. Silver will continue to rise. Crude oil will continue to go up. Grains will continue to go up. Corn, and etc. That's pretty much the story. So anyways, yeah, we'll just keep going down. And my target for the end of the year, I know it's a ways off, but I think that if we hit 67, you're going to see panic selling. And they're already talking about the bond market. I don't know if you guys follow that, but some big bond gurus are going to stop buying U.S. debt, and that could be detrimental to this economy. All right, now my stocks that I'm going to go over. FSLR 115 was my target when we moved down. We tagged that, had a quick move up. Look how much we gapped up on this thing today. We closed on Friday at 121, and then we gapped up all the way to 126 before hitting a high, and that was pretty much the peak. Then they started moving down, and it was a beautiful short throughout the day. I was definitely day trading this. Next, I'm going to look at Mosaic, and I'm going to tell you why. All right, so last week, if you guys follow the ag sector, you guys know I love Mosaic, but I haven't been trading it because Cargill, which is a huge company, currently owned Mosaic before selling it years back. Anyway, long story short, they were offloading a lot of their shares going into last week. That's why you see this increased volume. And you need to look out for this on any stock. If you don't see them reporting earnings, because you'll always have increased volume there, you see a big spike, look and see what's going on. You don't want to be blindsided. You don't want to get in a stock. That's why it went down from this peak and all the way down, because they knew that they were spinning it off. The shareholders accepted that, and then the investors were selling their shares going into it. So anyways, they offloaded it. Now we're moving back up. They had a 64% stake in the company still. So Goldman Sachs upgraded the ags last week. Citibank came out today, gave them another upgrade. Potash, I think Mosaic, and it might have been CF or Agrium. Something to do with corn harvesting being delayed a little bit. There's a lot of droughts going on in China. So they think that the fertilizers will definitely be used. Now, do I like Mosaic? I think that if we get back up to this 73.5 level, there could be some major supply, being that we do have a downtrend and this is a major level. And I still think that this is just some short covering. Do I think that we get back down to 70 after we tag this? Yes, I do. And I'll probably be short scalping this. I'll let you guys know. But short term, if we get up to 73.5, I'm definitely going to be taking short. So this is on my day trading list for the rest of the week. CF Industries has clearly been the outperformer. Now all ags pulled back today after the market opened. Look at this, 158 to 152, beautiful short. Now we're holding above the 153.16. If you want to trade CF Industries tomorrow, you have to hold this level. If you're under it, short it, above it, buy it. That's simple. Trading doesn't have to be difficult. All right, ACAM. I am long ACAM. I bought some calls today. All right, let's see. This 34.5 level, right, which was the low from March the 15th, is the level that we need to break above to get a retest of 35.5. Now I know that there's been a lot of news going into earnings. We've missed on consecutive earnings reports, but right now I'm hoping for a move at least up to 34.5. I want to show you what I'm long. Right here. ACAM, June, 33 calls. My average price is 138. Now here's what I'm anticipating. If we get over the 34.5 and fill that gap at 35.5, these calls will appreciate around the $3.37 level. So that will be almost a 2-point move on the remainder contracts that I have. I'm going to risk $200 on this trade. That's it. So you have 10 contracts, you make 2 points. That's $2,000. Next is Rare Earth Play Molycorp. Symbol SMCP, excuse me. We gapped up over the 62.78 level. That's usually what will happen to strong momentum stocks. I'll show you on an intraday basis. We rallied all the way up and we closed at highs. Now I day traded this entire thing, and at 11 o'clock, or actually it was 11:20 this morning. I'll show you what I was watching. Let me zoom in. All right, I caught this beautiful day trade. I said, if we get over the 64.5, because we were consolidating under it, look, I'm going to take my long. So I got long exactly at 64.5, and then I sold it right here around 65. So it was a huge 50-cent play, 1,000 shares, and I caught that, consolidated, and just moved up. So I'm holding this position still. If we tag 65 and move below it once again, then I'll probably take some off, but my target is going to be around 67.40. Alright, that's it, traders. Good luck trading tomorrow. New month, let's make some big money, and I'll talk to you guys later.